I would love to sit on a jury with NL. Dude, no doubt if I ever got the jury summons, my ass is. I am not naive enough to think I would be selected, even if I just talk like I normally talk. Because I'm unwillfully loquacious, maybe is a good way to describe it. I like to speak unambiguously, so when people are like, what do you think about X? Then I usually I reply too verbosely. Rather than be like, I feel like, Y about X. Instead, I'm like, well, that really depends. I used to think that X was like this, and then, blah, blah, blah. 20 years later, everything in life is affected by your emotional state as you experience it. Like the difference between a good day and a bad day might just be what you eat for breakfast. Because then if you eat a good breakfast, maybe somebody cuts you off in traffic and you're feeling good in like your homeostatic equilibrium, and you're like, oh, they're probably having a rough day, I'll let them go. Whereas if you didn't have any breakfast, you're like, I'm gonna fucking get you, and then that's the first domino to fall that leads you to having either the best day of your life or the worst day of your life. So long story short, I believe that people have no agency, and criminals don't just become criminals due to being bad seeds. There's just something, maybe they just didn't need breakfast on a very fateful day, and that led them down this bad path. And now they're scanning flat screens as 4011 in the self checkout. And I would be saying this to me in my car, because about halfway through the third sentence, they would have been like dismissed, which would have been fine. I don't think they would ever want me on a jury. Also, it depends on the crime. Don't get me wrong. It does. I'm not that based. There are crimes that are worse than others. But if I was on like a jury trial for like, somebody stole something, even if they were guilty, I could definitely see myself being like, yeah, they probably did it, but like, who cares? He stole a generator from Canadian Tire. Okay. Really? Now 12 of us have to sit here for 3 days? They don't even give us good sandwiches. They give us egg salad sandwiches, and we're supposed to waste, I don't know, tens of thousands of dollars in taxpayers' money just to see if like it just doesn't make any sense to me. Anyway, I have no idea if this squad is going to work, but here's where we're at. If you're older than 65, you can be exempt. At first, my initial instinct was, I don't like that because older people have more time on their hands, so they should be more likely to be on juries. But then I thought to myself, no, that's exactly why you need to let them be exempt. Because as somebody who lives in an HOA, under the jurisdiction of an HOA, you don't want people who have nothing going on in their lives, and thus whatever you're doing that they don't like becomes their biggest priority in charge of the laws of the system on which you're living under. You'll end up getting like some Strom Thurmond type filibusters about insane shit like, should bikes be allowed on shared property? Because the tires cause wear and tear. And then what about dogs? Well, if we're going to say that bikes cause wear and tear, then what about dogs? Dogs cause wear and tear. Well, yes, but pet ownership is considered a human right under the United Nations. How about when you see someone bringing their bike up in like the parking garage elevator or whatever, you just be a normal human being and say, hey, have a nice day. That's all you need. Bro, you killed my turkey and screwed up my whole squad. Yo, stop it! No, not again. Okay, at least you only killed the bee. We're still fucked, but like... We have 4. Considering how heinous that was to begin with, I'm not too disappointed in 4.